Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. We are now on Dust 2, and of course, I did miss the opening frag. I do apologize. But now we are still in the middle of round 1. It got off to a very hot start, very rapid start at that. And now we can see just what Mouz Sports is up to on Dust 2. It looks like, although they did bite the dust on map 1, they're getting a good start to map 2. Of course, 5 versus 2 in this situation. Still a firepower advantage on the CT side of things. And it looks like AZ's going to get away with 1 frag and 2 with 1 clip. It's 1 versus 3 now. He's got nothing to save, so he's going to go for it. He gets the triple kill. He's looking for that quad. And now he's forced to just play into this, into bomb site B. He's about to get caught between 2 very despicable angles, but it's going to be Speedy who gets the headshot. He was getting tapped out by Dennis, but Dennis was always missing those shots. So with that being said, now we're going to be seeing Mouz Sports in a favorable position. Dust 2 is mostly aim battles, of course, as we all know. It's that bread and butter map. If you haven't played Dust 2, then you simply haven't played Counter-Strike Global Offensive. It's perhaps one of the most played maps in the entire map pool. And now AZ, I don't think he knows how close he is to getting a frag. He misses the opening shot. Can't really blame him for that, given that, well, he's using a scout, not quite as accurate as an AWP, but of course you can make jumping shots without any accuracy being affected. Now it's going to be Chris J making the opening frag. Rain's going to get a refrag. He's looking for the second, unable to find that headshot or even body shot. That's all he needed onto his target, and it looks like that's going to be Mouz Sports paving the way for their frag into and bomb plant for round 2. FaZe Clan doesn't want to get too greedy here, nor does Mouz Sports, so that's why they're not really actively going hunting for counter-terrorists right now. They are pretty low on HP, and they realize that if they go down, it could be, hey, another chance for FaZe Clan to get a rifle going into the next round. And as it is right now, without FaZe Clan putting a round on the board, they are slated to just get away with, I'm trying to think how many rounds it would be, about 3 rounds. Mouz Sports would be able to get away with 3 rounds before we see a full buy coming in from FaZe Clan. Next round is slated to be something of a full eco, what with 3 players that should not have too much in the way of investment into this round. Potentially P250s, not more than that. And that will rely heavily on positioning as well as close quarters battles. Those headshots will be very critical if they purchase any P250s, but the CZ, I'm unable to say whether or not it's able to take a single headshot on an armored target. I don't believe it does. Just hit my water break. I don't mean to say my water is broke. I'd have the baby. Heads up to John Tron. Wait, how does he not see Jacob there making a sick headshot? Now I see a pro player making that mistake, and now I don't feel so bad about me losing to such a play. So here we are now. Hopefully this won't end in a 2-0. We love to see those third and final maps. It's always very exciting to see that. I'm sure everyone would agree with me when I say something like this. But check out Rain here. He's looking for that headshot. Misses after staying calm and aiming for so long. Nico spins around and shoots him. Loses only 13 HP off the back of that. So it's such a dirty cake when you're in that position. If you're Rain, you find the angle, you find the position, and then your target just misses a very, very millisecond that you pull the trigger. Did I say his target misses? I meant to say his target moves the very, very millisecond that he pulls the trigger. Is he going to be playing off of A-Long now? Is looking for those shots. I don't think he made more than 1 connection. He's looking for that headshot. Doesn't quite find it onto AZ there. He will be taken down. Nico's going to get a follow-up, and last man standing is going to be Keo with only 2 HP. I am the one and only, as they would say back in those old pub days for Counter-Strike 1.6. And now we see Mouz Sports take 2 rounds in a row with only 4 players of their 5 alive. So, I mean, not too much in the way of a financial deficit. With that being said, they should maybe consider getting an op going into this round, given that this is going to be the first rifle round coming out from FaZe Clan. No AWP coming in from FaZe Clan, and that being said, it's gonna, you know, okay, put them on some even-ish ground, given that Speedy doesn't have an AK, he's only got a Galil. Not too much in the way of firepower disadvantages. If I'm not mistaken, the Galil uses the same bullet as the M4, it's just really accuracy is an issue with that weapon. Very nicely done by Dennis with the opening frag on the catwalk, and AZ's there for a refrag onto Nico. It's back to 4 versus 4, but they're going to have to play for the retake now. As you can see, the bomb plant will go down uncontested at this moment in time, and it's going to be next throwing down a pop flash onto a short. Nicely done by Nex. He holds his ground. Rain's going to get another frag, however, bringing it back to 3-3. Dennis is denying the trade from Rain after he gets his frag. And now it is going to be 1 versus 3. Keo gets 2 frags first time. 1 versus 1 could be doable. He's going to have to get Dennis, but Dennis is there for the denial on 3 different frags. Nicely done. So here we are, and it's going to be now, oh boy, another 5 versus 5. I mean, Mouz Sports is getting a pretty big lead here. I mean, this is a slightly T-sided map at a 50.4% win rate, and by round, of course. The only T-sided map in the map pool, of course, if we're talking about just, you know, straight up meta, all aim, no brains, if you will, as is the Tai Lu nickname. Here we are. It's going to be 1-2 entry frags there from Dennis on A long. Nicely done. And I mean, like, this round is going as expected. Black and white. 4 out of 5 rounds end this way. I feel, if not 3 out of 4. Pretty favored for the terrorist side of things as they are making that advance and push onto bomb site B. Well, 2 versus 5 now. FaZe Clan's just going to hold on to their weapons. Respectable decision given that Keo has invested pretty heavy amount of money, and he does actually, well, I mean, given that he makes that frag without taking any damage, and it was a Mac 10 trying to snipe with him, I'd say it's a pretty respectable choice. He did get away with that frag. Nicely done. More power to him. $750 plus $650 brings it to $1,400 invested into this round. He'll be able to buy a helmet for only $350 more, and then a rifle for another $3,100. So $3,450 to get that down, and he's got the money for it clearly. After 5 losses in a row, we'll be seeing their max loss bonus push to $3,400 per round. Four M4A1s and an AWP is going to be the order of the day coming in from FaZe Clan. The question is, will it or will it not be enough to poison the winning streak of Mouz Sports? This is the first time we've seen an op brought into the game for, 5 rounds, and it first makes its debut on the 6th round of Dust 2. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. But FaZe Clan right now doesn't quite have all the utilities and all the tools that Mouz Sports has at the moment, considering they are missing some helmets. But check out Rain. He's making the plays happen, getting a headshot on Speedy. No follow-up damage to the center mass, however, and that's going to make the push a little bit more difficult for bomb site B. It really depends on how AZ is able to hold his ground. He knows he sees 1. He's going to see 2 and 3, but he's not going to be able to plant the bullets on that 2 and 3. Speaking of plant, the bomb is now going down. It's 3 versus 3, and on the retake for bomb site B, it's going to be much more difficult. All the players are getting into position now, as we do see a long rotate coming in from Jacob, if I'm reading this correctly. Yes, he is going to get Nico, and with that being said, now he's going to be joined with Fox. 1 on door, no one on window, and they are going into bomb site B. He's in the middle of smoke. They realize this a little bit too late, and Rain through smoke manages to get a double kill. Nicely done. He gets a triple kill by the end of the round, and this is going to be the first one on the board for FaZe Clan. Congratulations to those boys. Sick stuff, sick stuff. So here we are now, and it looks like we're going to be having FaZe Clan and Mouse Sports taking the clash a little bit further. Here we are. I mean, like, sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought and my track of thought, of course, you know, early morning fatigue and such. What with it being, you know, now 11:35 in the morning in Taiwan, had breakfast, had my coffees, and trying to pull together the thoughts in my head. Of course, Mouse Sports, they're going to have to be taken down this round again for FaZe Clan to really achieve the goal of an economic reset. But the question is, can they do it, or can they do this with or without a bomb plant going down? I mean, it's still kind of, you know, 50-50 odds on this particular round, more like 49-51. If you want to look at it in that regard. So Speedy's there on top of the aim. There was a big spray down. He's there for a second frag as well. He's going to be pushing up a little bit further ahead of Dennis, and he's going to get the bomb plant down while Dennis plays cover man. He's not even going to overstep his boundaries at this point. He knows that there's an AWP on Fox. He doesn't want to get caught in the crosshairs of that. There's even a smoke on the bomb plant for good measure. Fox looking for something to aim onto. He just saw something at the edge of that smoke, but he can't do too much here. AZ coming around for the flank, as Nico may have actually been going for the flank. He's catching the rotator is what he's doing there. And now we're going to be seeing Fox looking for that angle to play off of, looking for that headshot. He knows there's bullets coming from behind that box, and he's going to now overstep just a little bit, overpeak just a little bit. But it's 3 versus 4 now, and without finding that frag, they're just not able to do much. There's a big exit coming here on Catwalk, but is it going to be a full-blown exit, or are we going to be seeing the terrorists settling for their present positioning? We see that FaZe Clan is looking to punish these guys as best they can. All 4 players on Mouse Sports alive, not taking a step further than they actually need to. Here we go with that replay coming in from Speedy. So being able to hold on to 3 weapons there for FaZe Clan, they'll be able to drop 2 of those and potentially rebuy 2 of their own. But the big thing is they only won 1,400 off the back of this round. You can see it there with Keo. Actually, no, Keo's a bad example. But as it is now, they're able to drop weapons and buy more. Chris J going to get that opening frag onto AZ. 4 versus 5 now. FaZe Clan in a very tough position at this moment. Even though they have that 1 frag, they're not going to overextend by any means. They still want to get, you know, at least 1 more before they decide on either bomb site, because typically that boils the meta down to 1-1-1. That means not 2-1-2. That means they're going to have 1 player at each bomb site, 1 in middle, and that's the way the world's going to work. And that's, you know, if you can have 5 players advancing onto that bomb site with or without mid, then you're talking about that situation boiling immediately down into, effectively speaking, on paper, 5 versus 1. And that's exactly what we see Nico turning it into with that 1 shot onto Fox. Now it's going to be who holding that angle but Jacob on A short. There it is. He gets the headshot, but he's not able to get another bullet onto his target. So Chris J, you know, that's the clutch moment. When you see your target, you pull the trigger, the immediate moment you have, and that's the firepower disadvantage on paper. I know that may seem a little bit bizarre and a little bit unfair to compare, since, you know, Chris J does have an AWP, but if that was an AK-47 and both players had exchanged headshots, terrorist player would have come out on top, hands down. There it is. Never, you know, they're not playing this too safe either. You can see it. 17 seconds remain. They throw a Molotov onto it, and they're going to put a bomb plant on it. And now what remains of FaZe Clan is going to try and hold on to their weapons at bomb site B. That makes 2 losses in a row after winning the 6th round. And this is where things are getting really, really bad, because look at the money right now. I'd say there's not going to be enough for full rifles across the board. They'll have $1,900 if they're able to save. But check out Keo here, getting a triple. Rain actually denying the triple. And now it's Nico coming in for the flank. This is turning out to be a little bit more expensive than it needs to from Mouse Sports. If they all die, then we're talking about their profits going down the drain. And that's Rain holding his ground. Turns into a barely profitable round for Mouse Sports. Now, what is a barely profitable round? All 4 of the AK-47 players had died from Mouse Sports. When you're talking about AK-47 players plus utilities plus armor, you're talking about $4,700 per player. So you multiply that times 4. And then you come out with, let's see, 16... You come out with 1880. $18,800, excuse me. So then you multiply that... Don't multiply that, rather. You add that to the money they all won from the bomb plant, and that's $3,500 per player times 5, $1,750 plus the frags. They got 5 of them all together plus the bomb plant, $1,800. So that brings it to $19,300. They only made a $500 profit if none of those frags came from the AWP. Amazingly, AZ gets a frag there. So well worth his time. But it looks like we're going to be seeing Nico worn down to 1 HP. Keo with a scout might be able to get away with his head, but so far, I mean, given that, you know, Mouse, or not Mouse, but rather FaZe Clan didn't invest too terribly much into this round, it was worthwhile for them. Chris J gets the final frag and an elimination win. Like I said, Mouse Sports, they lost a lot of money on that, on that previous round. There's no other way to say it. I wouldn't say it was just god-awful, but it certainly was not what you would call worthwhile. Here we are now. That is an opening spray coming in from both sides, and it looks like that went slightly in favor of FaZe Clan in the way of exchanges, because they did enough HP divided amongst 2 players to get a frag. And Jacob, I mean, he took 80 damage altogether, so I mean, still heavy exchanges from both sides. But the terrorist side not quite giving up A long. As you can see, Fox here is trying to fire through that smoke. It looks like he might have nicked 2 players in the legs. If I didn't miss that correctly. But the high impact frag goes down as Chris J takes down Fox. Rain is now there for the refrag, there for a trade. And there's going to be a Molotov on to bomb site A. The plant is going down, and the players are now having to come in for the retake. It's going to be Jacob and AZ making their frags happening. And now it's turned into a 2 versus 4. 3, Chris J and Nico on top of the frags. Back to 2 versus 2. Chris J is going to find another to his name, and it's now a 1 versus 1 with AZ trying to make the stand happen. He doesn't have a fragmentation grenade on his person. He's stuck on the reload, and now he's going to go for the smoke and perhaps even a defuse. What? Fire through the smoke, and he takes down Chris J with a triple kill, and the defusal win. Nicely done. Very nicely done coming in from FaZe Clan as they finally put the second round on the board for themselves. And Mouse Sports is already above threshold. The question is, can we see these guys, you know, shut down the prospects of getting many more rounds on the board for the enemy team? Because at this point, FaZe Clan does not want to drop another round. That's the Made on Dust 2. You want to have it at the 7-8 range, no less than 7 if you're on the CT side. Let's just say for FaZe Clan. Looks like I've gotten some kind of technical difficulty. Hang on, I'm checking things out right now. Let me check and see if it's my internet. I'm gonna just pop onto Reddit, see if Reddit's alright. Reddit's alright. It looks like there's some kind of an issue with the clean source, so let me reapply this and see what happens. Trying to check out what's going on here. As you guys can see, we are still waiting for the stream video to pop in. I'm not sure what's going on here. And with that being said, okay, it looks like we're back. I guess it was a local issue at the Atlanta or Georgia side of things. Okay. So whatever it was a temporary issue, but it's taken care of now. Here we go, big rush into mid, and of course somehow we missed the opening frags there. AZ is gonna get traded with Nico, and that is now going to breed a 2 versus 3 situation. FaZe Clan not getting the better end of that exchange. So here we are now with FaZe Clan looking like they are in a not so pretty position, forced to save those weapons yet again. Round 11, and they've only managed to get 2. This is basically slating Mouse Sports to take 9 rounds, and I think we're destined to see a third map unless we can see some kind of incredible comeback on the terrorist side from FaZe Clan. It's going to be Jacob getting a nice double kill as he stays alive, though. That was absolutely, you know, pretty nicely done. Might get a replay on that. You can see there's a little bit of a cheeky smile on that guy's face as he stays alive, gets away with 2 kills for free. Certainly a worthwhile exchange, given that, you know, he probably invested $6,750 into the round at max to get an op purchase, armor, and full utilities. And the 2 guys that he had killed had spent at least $9,400 if those were full buys coming in from them. You can see that Mouse Sports, although they get away with that win, it cost them a little bit of money. We can see that Nico there has a Tech 9 on top of an AK-47. Dennis and Next going to make their frags as they advance on a bomb site A quite rapidly. And that is Jacob getting a nice CZ. There we go. Nicely done by Keo. Chris J and Speedy are taking Keo down as well. It's going to be Dennis getting 1, 2, and that's a wrap. Hmm. 10 rounds on the board for Mouse Sports, and FaZe Clan is at 2. Not a pretty position to be in right now if you're on the CT side. And we'll never forget, of course, NIP versus Team Liquid on the same exact map. Check this out now. Tech 9's AK is coming in. Now they're turning corners. It looks like FaZe Clan. Am I looking at this correctly? On the minimap, it just looks as though they're completely dodging the terrorist side. They don't want to have anything to do with these guys, and the weapons that they purchased may just purely be for defensive purposes. You do see that Speedy runs straight into AZ, and he's going to get Fox and Rain along with that first player before he's finally taken down. Going to snag a weapon and maybe backpedal is Keo. Jacob watching for whatever may be coming his way on Catwalk. He does take a little bit of damage himself. I'm not sure. You know, it looks like that may be representative of a fragmentation grenade, although I can't say with 100% certainty. 11 rounds for our German Grandmasters. Here we are now. Looks like a very rapid advance on a catwalk. Mouse Sports taking this like it's all about aim battles, basically. I mean, when you stop and think about a map like Train, it's all about team coordination, for example. But now here we are, and FaZe Clan on a purchase round, a full buy round like this one, or at least, you know, semi-forced buy round on the like this one. It's just not looking pretty, and now they're forced to hold on to those weapons yet again. It feels like Mouse Sports mechanically as a team is very solid, very on point. We're talking about putting their crosshairs on something and not being able to miss that whatsoever. At least playing those pre-angles on, say, for example, Dust 2. But when you're talking about a map like Train, I think that's a map that a lot of teams like to try and avoid. If not, a lot of teams will put a massive practice regimen into in order to take down another team. As you can see, I mean, Mouse Sports, they had a decent run against FaZe Clan on map 1, which was Train. But, yeah. Check this out now, as we do have FaZe Clan and Mouse Sports going toe-to-toe on what is the last round of the first half. Dennis and Nex with combined firepower take down AZ. Both of them, I imagine, getting clipped body shots. But that's going to be Kyo there with a refrag. Chris J there to complete the trade, however. Now it's 3 versus 4. And, you know, I mean, FaZe Clan, it's looking like this round and potentially this map is not destined to be theirs. As we can see that Speedy is going to take down Jacob and Rain, catching them on the rotate from bomb site B to mid. There's just no denying the position that Speedy was in there. You have to go across mid if you're going to get there, and not one way or another. But we're going to be back after the short break, guys. Don't go away. Alright, guys, we are back now after half number 1 concluded. We didn't miss any frags, anything like that. And now what's happening here is we do see that Mouse Sports is switching over to the CT side. Speedy already getting the first headshot. No severe damage returned to the Mouse Sports side of things. Now, we can see that Nico, he's taking a little bit of heat, but he's down to 60 HP and still alive and kicking. We can see now that Nico is going to be holding his ground against Jacob, getting a few shots off, pretty decent. And as it stands for the time being, we see that FaZe Clan is looking like they could be in a bit of trouble, as they don't really have that decision making coming in just yet. Mouse Sports, of course, going with 4 Kevlar vests. I didn't see what Foxy had on his person, but I imagine it was just a Glock and body armor. Rain is going to be following things up with a couple of utilities. I don't think they're going to go for an A long play after what they've spotted thus far, but AZ does manage to bring it back to 4 versus 4. So FaZe Clan playing this out very slowly, very carefully, very patiently, although being one man down there, now going to, I think, re-mitigate the situation that they're in and then go for something else. Checking this out now, AZ is looking for a follow-up frag. He's going to be picking up that USPS. Great choice, really, given that he's going to be able to one-tap some enemies as long as he aims for the headshot. AZ and Jacob are playing their angles very nicely and bringing it back to 4 versus 2. Next, manages to make a refrag happen. He's getting a double refrag, looking for that triple, however, and now this retake becomes plausible. Both players coming in from Cat, playing slowly on those corners. Neither has a kit, and it looks like Jacob's going to be taken down next with a single one-tap to the head. It's now 1 versus 2. Speedy is going to have a tough time playing this off, or is he? He's looking for those headshots, and he can't quite line it up. It's Jacob and Kyo tag teaming against the last CT. Here we go now as Jacob is coming in and looking for something to tap on. It's going to be the first frag going to Rain, however, and now look at him getting the double kill. Dennis will fall to his UMP. He's looking for the triple. He's denied, though, by Chris J and Next, but all of a sudden this 2-for-3 exchange ends in favor of Mouz Sports while they're on the defense, and there's no bomb plant just yet. Guess what? Bomb down in bomb site B, and now we're going to be seeing who coming in from behind, but Nico, he's got to get there right in time, and that's what Chris J is around the corner for. Going to be seeing Next holding his ground. Nicely done, and on the anti-eco round, we see Mouz Sports do what they need to do, and that's going to take them to 2 rounds away from match point. You can see that critical moment. Chris J lands the headshots that he needs. He steals Speedy's kill there, but at the same time, it is what it is. Here we go. I mean, that's going to be Nico getting an opening headshot with an AK-47. It's now Nico getting the second one, and FaZe Clan is doing everything that they can to avoid overtime. And that's, I mean, it's a tall order. They're going to have to get 11 rounds down, and it's 3 versus 4 now. Speedy shutting down that prospect with a MAC-10 he salvaged in the previous round, if not on this one. Rain manages to get the bomb plant down and re-salvages an AK-47. This becomes doable as long as he can hold the angle and land those headshots. I think Jacob can even see his target. He's going to make the first one. He's looking for the second. It's going to be Dennis there for the refrag. Rain is going to be able to trade out, but he's not able to hold his ground against Dennis, and he's down to 4 HP, and that's going to take now Mouz Sports to match point. Potentially the final round. I apologize as my right lung is giving me a little bit of pain. I'm not sure what this is all about, but I've been trying to refrain from breathing heavily. That's Chris J now spotting someone in suicide. That utility is going to allow him to escape. Speedy opens up onto absolutely nothing here. I don't think he realizes what kind of presence the enemy team has at A long, but now Nico is aware, and he's going to get a second frag. He's going to be looking for that third, although he's down to 9 HP. Molotov might as well just finish him off very shortly. Chris J, it will do the job too, but amazingly somehow, Nico's still alive with only 9 HP, and that's going to be match point. Ladies and gentlemen, 3-16. We're going to map number 3 very shortly. Don't go away.